Hi, Naje. Can you just talk about kind of the team's defensive approach today? And I kind of noticed that it was a little bit tighter in the first half and second half. Did your zone change at all between Pittsburgh and today or anything? Just tell me about.
Yeah, normally does based on personnel of the other team, whether they have shooters or whether they're better in the ball screen. Florida State's a really good ball screen team. So we got Tisha up there and Alasia and a lot of ball screen action. So we were trying to figure out how to help in terms of that. They weren't a big post team as some of the other teams we've seen. So we adjust every game based on personnel of the other roster.
All right, next we're going to go to Anish.
Hi, Naje. So there were 10 lead changes in the first half. You guys kept it close, but then some inconsistent shooting, which Coach Reed is pointing to in the second and third quarter. What do you think happened in those periods, and how do you think you guys can improve just from a shooting standpoint going in the future?
Yeah, shooting is one of those things, it's just one of those things. There's nothing that we don't do. We're in the gym, it's just one of those things that you just happen in the game. So, I mean, in terms of shooting, no one wants to make it more than the girls on the floor. So we put a lot of effort into wanting to score. So, we'll have to figure it out. And these quick turnarounds are tough, in terms of minutes and early mornings in school. So, we're adjusting and we're working hard towards it. So I hope some of these girls get to see, everyone gets their rewards soon.
And do you think a packed schedule can kind of have an impact on your shooting, just with the success you guys had against Pittsburgh, but then not having that much success today, at least in those second and third quarters?
Well, I think, back-to-back schedules is affecting everyone in ways and areas. We play 6, everyone's about over 30. So, I mean, it affects every part of the game. I don't know if it necessarily affects shooting. That would be a foolish excuse, but it definitely affects everything else.
Okay, I see Alex's hand still raised. Alex, we could go back to question from you.
Yeah, I guess just building off kind of similar question of from defense, but I guess today you got your transition game going a little bit more than Pittsburgh. So tell me, I guess tell me how kind of improvements on defense, especially early on, help with that.
Totally, yeah. If we can force them to miss shots, no one's faster than Tisha and Kristen in this conference in a foot race. I'm taking them over anyone else. So we're big on trying to push a transition. It just gets hard, with the press and transition with the numbers and the minutes we're playing. But it's a big part of our offense, and it really helped us tonight.
And then just a quick follow up. You mentioned that you changed the defense based off kind of opponent's personnel. So what specifically about Florida State? I mean, I know I think you touched on that a little bit, but I guess since they were similar size wise, also did that kind of influence some of the team's decisions?
Yeah, totally. I mean, we're usually outsized in the post because we don't have a true 5. So that's something, that's going to happen. And even between me and Kristen and Tisha, I mean, no one we're not 5'10" either. So we're pretty much undersized every night. So, I mean, we're used to it now, but it is an adjustment on the floor for sure.
All right, last question for Naje. We'll go to Mike Curtis.
Hey, Naje, looking a little big picture. You got 4 games left in the regular season. What's the mentality of how you're trying to close out this regular season before ACC tournament play gets started?
For sure. I mean, just making sure that we take care of business the last few games. We have a big opportunity on Thursday to beat a really good Virginia Tech team here at home, who's now in the top 25. That could really help us, as we go to the ACC. We don't want to play Louisville or NC State in the first round. So, it's thinking about who we can play in that first game that can have us, make a run in the tournament. So it's really important we win these must wins as the next few games unravel.
As the leader of the team, what are you gonna try to instill into your teammates?
Yeah, just really remaining together. I mean, we're a small roster, a small support staff, a small staff. It's a close group, but we got to just keep feeling energy. We have early morning practices where everyone's going to class. So it's just keeping the hopes up and the energy up and remembering that, kind of enjoying ourselves and still remembering that, we're here to have fun and really enjoy this moment together as the days unravel. And for me, it's my last, few games or so that I, in here in the Dome. So I'm making sure that I'm really locked in terms of that.
Thanks, Naje.